Hi there, Amtul. This is Mrs. Sheen. I'm just here. I wanted to talk you through your summary just a little bit. You've got a lot of the good information in it, so it's a really great start. Um, I am going to type up, uh, as I usually do, I will type up a document with comments and I will attach it. So you'll see that in my grades and you can read those specific details. But I thought a video might help in general. So there's a few things I wanted to tell you right away. First of all, you don't want to do this. Don't put these, the numbers here, okay? You don't need that. You do not. And the other thing is you want your summary to be one paragraph, not several paragraphs, okay? So just take away these numbers and don't put any space here. Just make it one long paragraph. There is going to be some things that you're going to be able to take out of your summary, so that's going to also help. Okay, now a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. First of all, in your first sentence, you need to use the same pattern that we've been using all along, okay? So you don't want to say in the article, the author. You say in centenarians, the author, and then you're going to use simple present tense here. Oops, excuse me, right here. We don't say talking or is talking, okay? We have to use, this is academic writing, so we need to use the simple present and just use one of the verbs that's on that list that you found in week 5. If you go back to week 5 to this assignment 5.4, you'll find guidelines that take you over here to summary writing. And when you go into summary writing, you'll find a document that says words you can use instead of says. So it's very helpful. So you can use one of those here. It could be talk, but he's not really talking to you, right? Because he's writing. So it might be something like writes. Okay. And make sure you want to put that S on the end. Okay, because author is third person singular, right? He, she, it. We always need in simple present an S. The author writes. The author explains. The author discusses. Always need that S there. Okay, so one of the other things that I wanted to tell you about was you have a number of places where you can combine sentences and it would make more sense. So let's look at this first example. The first sentence should have the main idea. And you said, about the centenarians and what factors involved helped to the centenarians to live long. Okay, so what factors is good? Okay, what factors are involved to help? You don't need to say the centenarians again. You've already said that, so you're repeating yourself unnecessarily. But what I would recommend is that you include the factors, these factors that you mentioned in this last paragraph, include them in this sentence. Okay, streamline. Then in the end, basically, you don't need all of this. All this stuff is you're just basically repeating yourself. And you don't need to do that. You can save yourself effort, save yourself effort and paper and time of typing, and just include all of this in the first sentence. Because remember, the first sentence of a summary should be in, right? Then the title of the article, whatever it is, in this case it's centenarian, so you'll write that there, comma, the author, or if you knew their name, you'd put their name, but we don't. The author, right? And then you're going to put verb, and then main idea. And the main idea is what factors are in, 3 factors, not just what, but 3 factors involved in helping centenarians to live longer. And then, you could include this word hereditary, environmental, and culture, or you could even just take that out and save that for your next sentences, right? The first one is hereditary. The second one is environment, right? The third one is culture. So take out, there's a whole bunch of this stuff that you can take out here and simplify by putting the complete main idea in that first sentence, right? So when you get, I'm writing all over your paper. I'm sorry, but it won't be for real. But so right here, you can put the author writes, the author explains, the author discusses 3 factors that allow people to live to be 100 or allow centenarians to live as long as they do, something like that. So all in that first sentence is the main idea. You don't need a whole paragraph for that. Does that make sense? Okay, trying to save you some effort. All right, and cut out repetition. Now, one of the things in your essay that I notice is there's a lot of grammar issues. Okay, you need to make sure your subject and your verb agree. There are some awkward phrases. There are some strange grammar points, and I try to highlight those. And if it's a grammar problem, I highlighted it in purple. If it's just awkward language, I highlighted it in green. And those are things that you can change. The other thing is when you go through and you make all of this one paragraph, that's going to help. But also there are things in here, some details that you can cut out, and you'll see that I highlighted those in blue. So hopefully when you open up my grades and you see how I graded, you'll be able to see all of my comments and more specifically things that need to be rewritten. Overall, you've done a good job at identifying you've clearly identified the main idea and the 3 key points. So that's great. The supporting points that you have in here are good. Some of them are expressed a little bit awkwardly. So you need to make it a little bit simpler and just work on your grammar, and then you should have a pretty good summary. Okay, so please, after you watch this video, make sure you go and look at my document, download it to your computer so you can see all the comments that I put on the margin and the right. Look at those, look at the color coding, and then go ahead and work on your second draft. Okay, thank you so much. Take care and have a good weekend.